Hey, what's up? This is George Moss, and this fall I'm officially going back out on tour, and I hope to be stopping in a city near you. Now this summer has been amazing. I did a few really big festivals. My DJ and I threw one of the biggest dance parties we've ever done in our entire lives. And I had the chance to simply speak at a few camps where God did some huge transformations in the lives of students. And after all this, I got together with my man DJ Integrity and I was like, we should take this whole experience out on tour. And he was like, yeah, we should. So that's what we're working on right now. Now it's hard to believe it's already back to school season, but in my opinion, it's one of the best times of years for students, especially when you get new school clothes, you're seeing your friends again for the first time, and it's football season, and there's never any shortage of back to school kickoff events going on, so there's always something to do. But if you're in youth ministry, you already know that after a few weeks, the reality of getting up early, homework, and dealing with the school drama that happens when you come back to school, it starts to kick in. And at the end of October is where you see students kind of just running out of steam and just going through the motions, or even worse, all the influences and pressures of school start to affect their relationship with God. And that's why this year I wanted to come visit your area to help re-energize and inspire your students to live out their faith and give them a reason to invite their friends to experience the love, the joy, and identity that can only be found in Christ. Now over the years, I've done some really big concert tours with a bunch of big name Christian artists. And what I love about doing events like that is the excitement leading up to it. And because it's like this unique experience that you don't get on a regular basis, it creates these moments where people make these life-changing decisions. But on the other hand, it's really expensive to put on events like that. Even just to get a bunch of students together to go to an event like that can be a challenge sometimes. And I've also done a ton of smaller church events where it's much less complicated to put on. And since it's in a more intimate setting and students go there on a regular basis, the impact of those events can actually last much longer. So with this tour, we want to put on an event that creates that same type of unique experience of a big concert, but do it in venues where students can stay connected long after the concert is over. If you're a youth leader, I know you already have enough on your plate as it is, so planning another event just for the sake of planning another event is probably the last thing on your mind. Because in reality, if an event isn't a part of the strategy to help build an overall healthy ministry, it's just a waste of time and resources. And believe me, I don't want to waste your time and resources or my own. Now, speaking of resources, I know the first question you're going to ask is, how much is this going to cost? And the answer to that is free. Yes, you heard me right. Free.
You're a good man. Thank you.
Now, this is my full-time job, so I obviously can't do stuff like this very often, but for the month of November only, I'm completely waiving my honorarium for this tour. Now don't worry, I've been saving up for this all summer just so I can afford to do this. And yes, I've talked to my wife and she's cool with it too. The reason I'm doing this is because the message behind this tour is extremely important in the culture we live in right now. And I don't want money or the lack of budget to be the reason why we can't come to some place that really wants us to be there. So I told you before that I was going to be doing this whole thing for free. So I know you're probably thinking, well, what's the catch? Yes, there is a catch. And the catch is this: we're going to need your help to reach out to some local schools while we're in your area to set up a school chapel or assembly before the show that night. Because schools are actually the most influential institutions in our entire society, and what better place to promote the concert than go to the local schools? And I'll tell you more about that in the next video, but in terms of actual cost, we estimate that there's still going to be about $10,000 in actual hard costs like transportation, production, lodging, and stuff like that we still need to get covered. Now our plan is to hit 20 cities this November, so if we take that $10,000 and divide it by 20, that's only $500 that we're asking each ministry to chip in to cover the cost of this tour, plus however much it's going to cost for like things like gas and food and a hotel room for the night. Now of course, if you want to do more, you're more than welcome to give above and beyond that too. But in terms of just the hard cost, $500 is the bare minimum we need to make this whole thing happen. And we will be bringing an Oxen Apparel pop-up shop, so sales from that shall cover the rest. Now we're going to start the booking process in just a few days, and for only $500, that's going to be the easy part. In the next video, I'll explain why we plan to reach hundreds of students at schools before the show and how to get them to come to the show that night. In the meantime, just leave me a comment down below to let me know if you have any questions, concerns, or suggestions that we should know about. Alright, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.